maybe I misspelled it. I said an offer, but it is maybe something else. But anyway, right now, as we speak, everybody is talking about the complexities of the region, our region, Arab region at large, in the context of the emerging, conflict and crisis of Eastern Europe, basically the war between Ukraine and Russia, and the consequences of that in terms of the movement of commodities and products from that rich, productive region to our countries here. And one of an important piece of information is that the import bill of the Arab region is in the range of $33 to $35 billion. That's the import bill of the 4 basic categories: cereals, oil, and cereal oil, red and white meat, and also sugar. That's really amazing and also frightening at the same time. If that import bill, this is roughly in the range of 36% of the total food consumed or food commodities consumed in the region. If it goes all the way to 50%, that then hammers directly in the national security of the region. So we look at this as an opportunity. We have produced 2 important documents. That one is the Arab, the lasting food security program. And that program has been endorsed right now by the League of Arab States. And the Arab Organization for Agricultural Development is taking the lead among the other Arab specialized agencies. Now, what does that mean in terms of where are we going from here onwards? We've produced 4 basic documents. The first document is the program itself, the concept, the conceptual framework. Where are the potential, the same way as His Excellency the Professor has already mentioned, with some more specific data and figures in there. So the concept is very clear that we can make it. All the potential of all the Arab region is very well spelled out, with emphasis on Sudan, being the country that has a potential to provide a real opportunity to bridge that gap, that import bill, frightening import bill. So that's as far as the concept. Then we produced another document, subsidiary document. We said, how are we going to finance this? And so that's the financial document, the finance document. And in that document, we shied away from saying we need that much money to actually invest in country A or B or C. But we looked into the in financial arrangements that are conducive, that are running here and there, and are endorsed and institutionalized across the financial institutions in the place. So, but finally we spelled out a figure. It's roughly about 71 billion US dollar in the coming 3 years. And when we kick off, we look to the different farming systems. And it's the only time right now we made it clear that in Sudan, the opportunities for investment in the irrigated sector is equal as the investment in the rain-fed sector. And as you may know, in the context of Sudan, roughly about 67% of the total activities, farm activities or agricultural activities are in the rain-fed sector. So now we are zeroing towards the massive part of the population in the country here in Sudan. But then the proposal that was made is we need to invest a little bit of time and effort to talk about entrepreneurship. You know, this subsistence farming in the rain-fed sector is al-matar ja, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, iza ma ja Allah kareem. That's not taking us anywhere. You need to look at things from a business perspective. And that's the huge undertaking. And we are making an allowance for that. We have already started. Today we have a very interesting entrepreneurship activity whereby we brought some youngsters and then we're trained for 4 days, and then the product that they are producing today was really amazing to me when I looked around and saw what has been generated. So the issue of entrepreneurship on one side, and then the issue of the value chain development at the same time, and that's agro-processing. And we have lots of losses from our products. I, as a farmer, when last year, I produced tomato massively, then I start selling by 750, and then it went all the way down to 150. Then I said, well, if it's going to be below this, there is no reason that I take it all the way 60 kilos to Khartoum. So we have either to dry it or do something else. So that's a paradigm that we need to look at it. But basically now this document with that finance option, and then another document with a list of investment projects, not really bankable, so to speak, but at least you can get a sense of those projects which when we invest in them, which when we create them, then it's very likely that we reduce this import bill as far as cereals are concerned, as far as oil seeds or oil is concerned, and then the other different categories. Now, that is going to be finally finalized at the Arab Summit, which will be taking place in Algeria, sometimes in early November. But we have kicked off, and His Excellency the Minister is with us here. Sudan has its initiative, investment initiative, and the Minister can say something about that one. And then this is the Arab Initiative for Investment. There is a lot that has taken place in this one, in terms of the conceptual framework, in terms of the operational aspects that are needed, are there. So my offer is, can we join hands with the Sudanese business community to kick off strongly and push this forward? Whatever is allowed from our side, we are ready to do that one, because just in a little less than a month, I managed to sit with the Wali of Sinnar, Wali of the White Nile, the Wali of the northern state, with huge offer of clear lands ready for investment. Can we, in one way or another, that because the Wali of the northern state is saying 10 million fadans, no claim, no issue on those lands, and it's ready for that one. I talked yesterday with the Minister of Agriculture of Egypt, saying the Wali of the northern state, upon his consent, is saying that we would like to see some kind of a partnership, so that if we as Arab world, we can say we want to grow 5 million fedans of wheat with just 1 ton, that's basically 5 million tons of wheat as a direct contribution to the post-war context, which everybody will now feel the sourness of that in terms of the high prices and everything. So my offer is, can we join hands to look into SMEs? And we have already started. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, still sessions are going on. But that's an opportunity. And it was really amazing to me, one of the businessmen who has at this moment a professor, roughly about that, what he says, was 3,000 heads of cows or cattle in his place, lots of milk. During the 8 days, he's saying clearly that I'm sure we will somehow either donate it or maybe leave it to rot. So we're now trying to package somehow. We have some 2 professors, microbiologists, working closely with us from the University of Khartoum, so that at least, but he said, the guy from the business community said, whatever it takes, we are ready. I am offering now, putting my hands with your hands. If this is going to take 50 million, 60 million, we are ready to do it. Let's develop something. And I think we as Sudanese, if we are talking about investing 71 billion US dollars in the entire Arab nations, I think the Sudanese community, the Sudanese business community, at least they can provide 30 billion US dollar. So can we start? Even before others come and help us, I think we can do something about this one. المنظمة العربية للتنمية الزراعية on Street 7, you are all invited, welcome. We do have lots of sessions on this one just to try to stimulate the business community as well as people from the public and the private sector, so that we can move in the same pace and make something different. But the question now to the Sudanese business community, can we do things differently so that we go to the next step? Because, we can all describe, I used to stand up and talk for 3 hours, but that is academia, so to speak. Can we move now to the next step, where that business people join hands with academia, we look to the environment, we do things different, we walk into His Excellency, the Minister's office, sit with him, capture an opportunity, get to the finance institution so that so that we can get the help. I mean, we can talk a lot on this one, but my offer is that we need to join hands and we need to do things differently. We are ready to do that with you, and let's move forward. Thank you.